Hello and welcome to a new Vanguard Zero video. So originally this video was going to be a more kind of generic, maybe that's not the right word, but kind of a more just, we'll be taking a look at the seasonal event that's currently on the Hot Spring Training Camp, Miwa and Kenji event. And we're talking about that a little bit. I'll show you some of the stuff to do with it, but the thing is, well, they're very samey, right? The seasonal events basically consist of you collecting dice by completing various different goals and using those dice to go around a board. And when you go around the board, you collect different items such as cards to complete a deck for you to play with, as well as other currency and things like that, so that you can trade them in for different skins and stuff, right? Like, you got My Room items, you've got like My Room skins, fight skins, home screen skins, card sleeves, gacha tickets, the lot. I actually really like these events, right? I'm gonna say that right off the bat. In fact, I think I like these events more than the average player does. I feel like the average player of this game basically kind of values these kinds of things more as a chance to get cards and stuff, right? Like, oh, I'll pick up the free gacha tickets because why not? And then also, hey, if I can get an extra fight skin for a clan I commonly use, then hey, that's neat too, right? And that's basically it. They don't really care about the gameplay or anything else. And I'll admit, the gameplay, it just exists for the reason it exists, but that's not actually what this video is about. And so before we get into what this video is about, I'm going to talk a bit more about this event. I really like it, right? I really like the other events too. And one of the most underrated parts of these events are the story episodes. Basically, as you progress through the event, you will see these visual novel style, like storylines to do with the event. They're very simple. They're nothing too amazing, but they are the characters hanging out and doing stuff. For example, the story of this event revolves around Miwa setting up a hot spring vacation for the characters to train at. And if this sounds fillery, then that's the point, because this stuff wasn't in the anime, just like with the previous seasonal events. Like, we didn't have episodes in the anime dedicated to Valentine's Day or White Day or Redacted. We'll get to that in a sec. Or, hot spring training camps. But that's what I like about it. The writing in these visual novel style scenes actually do feel like the anime. I wouldn't be surprised if the anime writers have had something to do with this, right? Like, it actually feels like the characters from the anime interacting with each other in the way they would interact with each other in the actual anime. Basically, if the anime had an extra filler arc in it, I wouldn't be surprised if it would have consisted of these plot lines. Because yes, they're nothing substantial, nothing important plot-wise happens in them, but it's really nice to just kind of see these fluffy little moments of characters interacting with each other, because it's just fun, right? I know a lot of people who do these events don't even bother looking at or reading these sections and kind of take them for granted, but I really enjoy them for what they are. Let me try saying that again. I really enjoy them for what they are, and I feel like one of the best parts of the Vanguard anime, as a lot of us can agree, are the slower, more slice of life moments where the characters are just kind of interacting with each other. And so these seasonal events give us more of those that we've never seen before. And so, yeah, I like the Hot Spring Training Camp event. Plot twist, you've been clickbaited. Actually, no, there is a problem. And the problem isn't so much with the event itself. The event's fine. It's, it's a reskin of the previous two seasonal events, but with Miwa and Kenji and a new storyline about the hot spring. That's nothing new. Again, if you've been playing this game since launch, nothing seems out of the ordinary so far. And that's because my problem is what this event isn't, not what it is. So basically, this event that we're currently in comes after one that we haven't gotten. Yes, there's an event in the Japanese version, a seasonal event called like the Fight for Flowers or something along those lines, and it revolves around kamui and Rekka. And it's another event just like this. It's a spring-themed, flowery event where you can get kamui and Rekka sleeves, and there's a bit of a storyline about the two of them too, right? Well, the problem is that event comes before this one in the Japanese version, so you're probably wondering, just like me, where is that event? And that's going to be what the remainder of this video is talking about. I don't think we're getting it. So first of all, why are we skipping it? Well, we're probably skipping it because bushiroad have been pretty, on the nose with the idea that they're wanting to catch us up with Japan at some point, right? We've been combining sets, we've been skipping ranked rewards and moving those over to tournament rewards, and so on and so forth, right? They've been trying to catch us up in any way they can, and so far they haven't done anything too egregious, right? Oh no, the combined sets, I don't like them, but they're not the end of the world. And the ranked reward cards being moved to the tournament mode, I don't think that's great, but it doesn't, at least we still got them. At least they're still not the most difficult thing in the world to get. Like, if you really want those ranked reward cards, you can still get them, whatever. The thing with the seasonal event is, whilst I do think we probably will get the skins that we were supposed to get at some point, see how this event here has, a bunch of Kenji and Miwa related items, I do think we will get the Rekka and Kamui ones eventually. In fact, I kind of think I know when and how we're going to get them. Just a suspicion that I'll talk about in a sec. The problem is we're missing the event as a whole. And yes, I know most people don't really care about the, rolling a dice and going around a board thing, but I wanted the entire event. Basically, that event was the only seasonal event I was actively looking forward to ever since it was announced in the Japanese version, because I like Angel Feathers, I like Rekka, I want to experience this event. I want to see more of her interactions with the other characters throughout the story sections of the event. I was looking forward to seeing that. I was looking forward to rolling the dice and moving Kamui around the board and collecting the fight skins for Rekka and everything. I was looking forward to that, and you may mock me for looking forward to that. That's fine, I don't mind. I know there's a lot of people that take this game in the mindset of, if it isn't getting me towards another card, then I don't care, and that's a fair enough mindset to get. But I wanted the event. And even if we do get the items and the skins and stuff in the future, which again I'll talk about in a sec, we're still missing the event itself. We're still missing the story sections. And before you interject, I know that someone has probably uploaded the story sections from the Japanese version, translated on YouTube, right? I'm imagining someone like Different Fight probably did that, and I probably will watch that later. So thanks for commenting that in advance. But the problem is, I wanted it in the game. I wanted to experience it in the game. The Japanese players didn't have to watch a YouTube walkthrough of someone else playing the game for them to get the story features. And that's kind of the problem I have here. And it may not seem like a big problem, but I'm going to explain why it is. But before I do that, okay, what's my theory on when we're going to get the Kamui and Rekka skins then? Because I do think we're getting them fairly soon, actually. Basically, we know that we're getting another Neo Nectar Clan event soon, and the Neo Nectar Clan event has the word flower in it, right? It's like it's called like Mai's flower something, I can't remember off the top of my head. Should have done research, I decided not to, whoops. And, well, the Rekka Kamui seasonal event also has the word flower in it, so you may think, oh, but the Mai one only says flower in it because of Neo Nectar, and you could be right, I might be completely wrong here, this is just me speculating. I'm predicting we're going to get the Neo Nectar Clan event later this month on the 15th, but it's also going to have the skins we missed out on added into the exchange. So basically it'll be a Neo Nectar Clan event that will also give us the Rekka and Kamui skins on top of it. I think we're going to get like a boosted, bigger, event because of that. Do I have proof of that? No, it's just speculation from the fact that the Mai event has the word flower in the title, and, well, yes, it's a Neo Nectar event. Of course it was going to have something to do with flowers, but that's my speculation nonetheless. I kind of hope I'm right, because if I'm wrong, I kind of dread what we'd be getting instead, But okay, best case scenario, we do get that Neo Nectar event, we get the Rekka and the Kamui skins, that's fine. But again, we're still missing out on the rolling the dice, the going around the board, the getting the other items, right? We're probably not going to get the Myron. Okay, no, that's the benefit of the doubt. All the stuff will be added. Well, we know the Neo Nectar event is the same length as a normal event, so trying to get all the items, all the Neo Nectar items, and the extra seasonal items, I can certainly do it, but it definitely puts more pressure on me to get double the amount of items in the same amount of time, right? But the problem is also the story. Now again, I just mentioned that yes, you probably can just watch it on YouTube or whatever, but the thing is, I don't like this the bushiroad prioritizing Japanese players, and don't seem to really care about what the global players want. Now, granted, they did recently do a survey that I did participate in, and because of that survey, they ended up, survey even, not server, geez. But because of that server, they did end up nerfing Wingle Brave and Tejas, just like they did in the Japanese version. But the fact that they needed a survey to know that global players wanted the same nerf and that Japan already got months ago is a bit insane. And it's the slippery slope argument, basically. Even if you do not care, or even if you just actively dislike the Kamui and Rekka event, you gotta admit the fact that they're willing to skip it and pretend it didn't happen, that's annoying, and it kind of makes me wonder what else they'd be willing to skip in future. Like, doesn't that worry anyone else? Kinda worries me. And again, that was an event I was really looking forward to, and whilst a lot of people may not think it's a big deal, the fact that this is a game I play for fun, and they're just randomly skipping out something I was looking forward to, I think that's a pretty big deal. Like, it may make me sound entitled, but I don't think it does. I think me wanting something from this game that was kind of promised to us because the Japanese version got it, I do think that's annoying that we're not getting that, and I think I have a right to be annoyed about it. So why am I talking about this so much? Well, basically, in the Tokusatsu community, and if you don't know what Tokusatsu is, it doesn't matter. You don't need to know to understand the point I'm trying to make. But in the Tokusatsu community, the people in there have the saying to make your voices heard. And basically, what it means is the idea that if you want something, if you want a product, if you want a localization, if you want this or that, you actually have to tell the company that you want it, right? If you want a seasonal event, you have to tell bushiroad and Game Studio that you want that event. You have to make your voice heard. Because otherwise you can't particularly complain when you don't get it, because how are they supposed to know? Now, of course, I do think in this situation they should have known because the Japanese players got it. But basically, this principle of making your voice heard, well, yeah, you can't complain and you can't stand for less if you're not willing to fight for the thing you want, even if it's something minor. It's more kind of a battle of principles than it is like the act of getting the thing, right? It's more like I hold myself to a standard and I want a thing and I'm asking politely what it is. And hey, my biggest audience, my biggest following, the best way of making my voice heard comes from my YouTube channel, so I'm making this video right now as an act of making my voice heard. Basically what I'm saying is I want bushiroad to know that we as a community want this event, or at the very least we as a community don't want to miss out on content that other players got, because it's bad enough that global players have to wait longer to get the content. Well, now, not only do we have to wait longer, but there's not even the guarantee that we're going to get it, and bushiroad's silence is deafening. Because of course, why would they want to tell us that we're not going to be getting something beforehand? But it's still a bit shady to me that they are just acting silent and pretending as if this isn't a thing, that if they ignore it, it isn't an issue. And I'm basically trying to make it as difficult as possible for them to ignore it. And I don't really have much to say other than that. Basically, if you feel passionately, or at least agree with any of the stuff I'm saying, I want you to spread this video around. Usually I don't like saying that kind of thing. I'm not the kind of person who promotes myself. But in this regard, I don't see this as promoting myself, but instead trying to get the message out. Obviously, don't be an idiot. Don't spam anyone. Don't insult anyone. but get the community talking about this. And hey, maybe my reach is small enough that this won't make any kind of impact. In fact, that's what I'm expecting. But if I don't make my voice heard, then I can't expect change. So that's what I'm doing right now. Be sure to give your thoughts in the comments and like and subscribe or whatever if you want. And even if you think I'm being entitled and think that this isn't a problem, then feel free to tell me that too in the comments. I don't mind. But yeah, that's just something I wanted to talk about. I didn't really see anyone else particularly talking about it, and I did see a lot of people wanting me to talk about it, so that's what I'm doing here. Again, as for the training camp event, yeah, it's neat. I'm enjoying it. I like it. I'm just kind of disappointed that we're getting this early instead of an event that we should have got, and that annoys me. So yeah, I'll see you later with some more Vanguard Zero videos. This is a minor annoyance. Again, I think I'm definitely exaggerating it for the point to get the point across easier. I'm not actually like, my blood isn't boiling over something like this, but it's just a minor annoyance that bothers me, and I wanted to talk about that. And I'll see you later with some more Vanguard Zero videos, hopefully some more positive ones that focus on the elements of the game I do actually like, and there's a lot to like. So yeah, I'll see you later with some more Vanguard Zero videos.